My mom saved up for my dream university, a student account. My dad blew it all on casinos. When she found out the truth, she was rushed to the hospital with a heart attack. My future was stolen, and my mom is fighting for her life. My name is Jason. I'm 19 years old. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Or rather, I used to live. Now it's all ruined. This is the story of how I learned my future was stolen by the man I trusted most, my father. I grew up in an ordinary middle-class family. My mother, Debra, worked as a nurse at a local hospital. She earned about $50,000 a year. My father, Mark, was a manager at a car dealership. He earned about $60,000. A normal life, a small house, one car between us, modest vacations. But my mother always repeated one thing. You're going to college, Jason, and you won't have debt like Dad and me. We'll take care of it. She talked about how she'd spent 15 years paying off student loans, how hard it was to start adulthood with tens of thousands of dollars in debt. You'll be free, she said. You'll be able to choose a job you love, not just to pay it off. I've known since childhood that Mom was saving for my education. When I was 7, she opened a 529 plan. She showed me the paperwork. See? This is your future college. We put money in there every month. By the time you're 18, there'll be enough for 4 years of university. She explained how it worked. The money grows tax-free. It can only be used for education. Dad and I manage the account, but the money is yours, for your future. Mom worked like crazy. My main job is as a nurse, 40 hours a week. Heavy shifts, night shifts, holidays, plus a part-time job. She worked weekends at an urgent care clinic. Another 20 hours a week, 60 hours of work, every week, for years. I remember her coming home exhausted. She'd collapse on the couch, fully dressed, fall asleep in her uniform. My father would say, "Debra, you're killing yourself." Why work so hard? For Jason, she'd reply, for his future. She scrimped on everything. She bought clothes at thrift stores, cooked at home every day, no restaurants. She cut my hair herself. She mended things instead of buying new ones. Her car was 15 years old, rusty and creaky, but she refused to replace it. I don't need a new car. The money will go toward your education. Every month on payday, she transferred money into the education account. Sometimes $200, sometimes $500, sometimes, if there was overtime, $1,000. She showed me the statements. Look, son, it's already $30,000. Another 10 years, and it'll be over $100,000. I hugged her. Thank you, Mom. I won't let you down. You don't let me down anymore. Just be happy. My father always seemed normal. He had a good job. He made a decent living, $60,000 a year. He came home on time. He helped around the house. We spent time together, going to baseball games, fishing, watching movies. He managed the family finances. He paid the bills, the mortgage, the insurance. Mom gave him her salary, leaving only the money for the education account. You already have 2 jobs, he said. I'll take care of the rest. You take care of Jason and his future. Mom trusted him. She saw that the bills were paid, food was on the table, the house was in order. Sometimes Dad would say, "This month was tough. Sales are down. My bonus is smaller than I expected." Or, "I had to invest in new work clothes, suits for client meetings." Or, "The car broke down. The repairs cost $3,000. I had to dip into my savings." Mom nodded. She believed. Life went on. Sometimes he'd go away for the weekend. He'd say, with friends, to Las Vegas or San Diego, fishing. "You need a break," Mom would say. "You work so much." A couple of times a month, he'd stay late after work. He'd say, meetings with clients, dinner with colleagues. Sometimes he'd come home excited, in a good mood. "It was a great day, closed a big deal." Or sullen. "Tough day, lost a client, tired." Mom thought it was work, stress, normal. There were moments when something seemed odd. One time, Mom found a casino receipt in his jacket pocket. $500 lost. "Mark, what's this?" she asked. "Oh, that. I was in Vegas with the guys, played a little, just for fun." $500 is a lot for fun. "I won 300 before that, so I'm down 200. Don't worry." She didn't dig any further. Another time, the bank called about a late payment on his credit card. "Mark, the bank called. Something wrong with your card?" "A technical error. I paid, but it didn't go through. I figured it out." Mom believed her. Once again, Dad's friend hinted to Mom. "Mark often goes to that casino on the Indian reservation. I've seen him there a couple of times." "He goes there with friends to relax," Mom replied. "Well, yeah, probably." There were warning signs, but Dad knew how to explain, to reassure, to deceive. And Mom worked 60 hours a week. She was exhausted. She didn't have the energy to delve into finances or ask awkward questions. She trusted her husband for 23 years. That trust was her undoing. I was an excellent student in high school, a 3.9 GPA, active, volunteer, athletic. I dreamed of going to Arizona State University to study engineering. Mom was so proud. "You'll get in, son, and you'll have money for your education. Everything's ready." In the spring of my senior year, the acceptance letter arrived. Arizona State University. Accepted. I screamed with joy. Mom cried, hugging me. "I'm so proud of you. Everything we dreamed of." Dad also congratulated him. He hugged him and patted him on the back. "Well done, son. You deserve it." The cost of tuition and living expenses is about $32,000 a year. For 4 years, $128,000. Mom said, "We have the money. I've been saving for 18 years. You'll be able to study debt-free just like I promised." We were sitting at the kitchen table, Mom, Dad, and I. "Let's check the account," Mom suggested with a smile. "Let's see how much it's accumulated. Jason needs to know what he's working with." She reached for her laptop. Dad stood up abruptly. "Wait, maybe not now? I'm tired after work. Let's check everything tomorrow." Mom looked at him in surprise. "Mark, it'll only take 2 minutes. Just check the balance." "I know, but..." He rubbed his face nervously. "Listen, I have a headache. Let's really do it tomorrow." "Dad, is everything okay?" I noticed he had gone pale. Yeah, it's just been a rough day." Mom had already opened her laptop. "Mark, don't be weird. He's our son. He deserves to see the results of our 18 years of work." "Debra, wait!" Dad's voice grew louder. But Mom had already logged into the bank's website. She'd entered her username and password. Dad got up from the table. He tried to move toward the kitchen exit. "Mark, where are you going?" Mom kept her eyes on the screen. I need to go to the bathroom." But it was too late. I saw her face change. First, confusion, then shock, then horror. What is this?" Her voice trembled. Dad froze in the doorway, his back to us, his shoulders slumped. He knew. He'd always known this moment would come. Mom turned the screen toward me. Current balance, $3,427. I didn't understand. Is this some kind of mistake? There should be more than 100,000. Mom opened the transaction history. Page after page of withdrawals. $2,000. March 15th, 2018, $5,000. May 3rd, 2018, $3,500. June 22nd, 2018, $4,000. September 8th, 2018, over and over again. Month after month, year after year. All withdrawals were authorized by one person. Authorized by Mark Henderson, account co-owner, Dad. Mom slowly turned to Dad. "Mark, what is this?" He turned pale. I can explain." "Where's the money?" she screamed, making me flinch. Mom never screamed. "Debra, listen." $124,000, 18 years. Where? My father covered his face with his hands. I had problems. I thought I could get it back. What problems? Silence. Answer me. The casino, he whispered. Games, betting. I thought I'd win it all back, that I'd get it all back with a profit. But... The room spun. Mom stood up. She swayed, clutching her chest. Mom! I jumped. She was breathing heavily. Her face was white. Her lips were blue. I can't breathe. Mom! She collapsed. I called an ambulance. They arrived in 7 minutes. Heart attack. They took her to the hospital where she worked for 20 years. Mom spent 3 days in intensive care. The doctors said it was a serious heart attack. Stress. Shock. I sat by her bed, held her hand, cried. She was conscious, but weak. I'm sorry, son, she whispered. I promised you debt-free college. I couldn't. Mom, it's not your fault. I should have checked the account, monitored it. I trusted him. Mom, please don't say that. You did everything you could. It's his fault. Only his. Dad tried to visit her. Security wouldn't let him in. Mom gave orders to deny him entry. He called me. Jason, please, I need to talk to Mom. Explain. You have nothing to explain. I didn't mean to. I had a problem. An addiction. 18 years old. You stole from Mom for 18 years, while she worked 2 jobs. I was going to pay you back. I always thought the next bet would be a winner. You're sick. Stay away from us. I hung up. When Mom left the intensive care unit, we started going through the paperwork together. I printed out the entire transaction history of the education account for the last 12 years. The first withdrawal was in July 2012. I was 11. Milano Elfutano Dola. Reason: emergency withdrawal. Then, 2 months later, another $2,000. Then more often, and more. By 2015, Dad was withdrawing every month, $3,000 to $5,000. Mom kept saving, $200 to $500 a month, and Dad was withdrawing 10 times that amount. She was filling the bucket. He punched holes in the bottom. I totaled the total. Mom deposited $156,000 over 18 years. Dad withdrew $152,600 over 12 years. Remaining, $3,400, $152,000, stolen, gambled, destroyed. How did I not notice? Mom cried. I found the answer in my account settings. My father changed the notification email to his personal one. All the statements were sent to him. She didn't dig into the detailed transaction history. She trusted her father. They were co-owners of the account. She thought they managed it together. But my father reconfigured all the notifications for himself. He hid the statements. He deleted emails from the shared email. When Mom asked, "How's Jason's account?" he'd reply, "It's growing well, don't worry." She believed him. For 18 years, she believed him. He deceived you, Mom, professionally, for years. We found something else. My father took out 3 credit cards in my name when I turned 16. He forged my signature. The balance on the cards is $23,000. My credit score was ruined before I even started adulthood. ##. Update 1. My father was renting an apartment from a friend. My mother filed for divorce and a restraining order. He called me every day. I didn't answer. He wrote long messages. "Jason, I'm sick. I have a gambling addiction. It's a disease. I need help, not judgment. I love you and Mom. I never meant to hurt you." Every time I thought the next bet would be the one. That I'd win it all back and pay it all back with interest. Please, give me a chance to make things right. I finally replied, "How are you going to pay back the $150,000? Do you have that kind of money?" "No, but I'll find a way. Take out a loan, sell the car, anything. You've already taken out loans in my name. You've stolen my future. Leave us alone." A week later, he asked to meet in person. I agreed. I wanted to look him in the eye. We met at a cafe. My father looked terrible, unshaven, thin, exhausted. "Thank you for coming," he said. "Talk quickly. I want to explain how it all started." "I'm not interested. Please, listen." I was silent. He began to tell his story. It all started in 2012. Friends invited him to Las Vegas for the weekend. He won $3,000 at blackjack. Adrenaline, euphoria, easy money. He went back again, lost, but then won it back, then lost again. A classic cycle of a gambler. 6 months later, he was in debt. He started taking money from the joint family account. His mother noticed. He lied about urgent expenses at work. Then he remembered the student account. He was a co-owner. He could withdraw money without his mother's consent. The first withdrawal was $1,500. I told myself I'd pay it back in a week. I didn't. Withdrew more, over and over again. Each time I thought, this bet will be a winner. I'll win it all back, give it all back, and no one will ever know. But I only dug myself in deeper. 12 years, I said, not a week, not a month. You stole from your own son for 12 years. I know. Mom worked 2 jobs, killed herself, and you stole from her. I know. I'm a monster. I understand. Understanding won't bring the money back. I went to Gamblers Anonymous meetings, started therapy, trying to change. Too late. I got up and left. Update 2. Mom hired a family law attorney and a financial crimes attorney. Divorce. Demand for a full division of assets in favor of the mother as compensation for theft of funds. Criminal case. Fraud. Document forgery. Credit cards in my name. Theft. Civil suit. The damages are $152,600 plus lost profits from investment growth, a total of about $180,000. The lawyer said, "We have a rock-solid case. All transactions are documented. He can't deny it." My father hired his own lawyer. They offered a settlement. Mark Henderson admits to gambling addiction. He is willing to pay $500 a month for 10 years in restitution. He requests that criminal charges not be brought. $500 a month, 10 years, $60,000, a third of the stolen amount. "No," my mother said. "I want justice, full justice." We rejected the offer. The case went to trial. Update 3. Trial. The trial took place in October. I was in a courtroom for the first time in my life. Our lawyer presented all the evidence. 1. A complete transaction history of the education account. 2. Credit cards opened in my name with a forged signature. 3. My mother's testimony that she was unaware of the withdrawals. 4. Signature examination confirming the forgery. My father's lawyer tried to argue that it was a family issue that did not require criminal prosecution. That my father was sick and needed treatment, not jail. That he was willing to compensate for the damages to the best of his ability. The judge heard both sides. Then he said, "Mr. Henderson, you systematically, over the course of 12 years, embezzled funds intended for your son's education. You falsified documents. You destroyed your family's financial future for the sake of gambling. Your Honor, I plead guilty. I have an addiction. Addiction is no excuse. Millions of people struggle with addictions without stealing from their own children." Verdict 1. Criminal case. 3-year probation, 200 hours of community service, mandatory treatment for gambling addiction. 2. Civil action. Pay Debra and Jason Henderson $180,000 in restitution. 3. Credit debts in Jason's name are canceled and transferred to Mark Henderson. 4. Divorce approved. All marital property is transferred to Debra Henderson. The father was ordered to pay $180,000. He didn't have that kind of money. The court ordered the sale of his car, his share of the house, his mother bought it with a loan, and the payment of the remaining balance of $1,200 per month until full repayment. This will take more than 10 years. Update 4. It's been a year since we discovered the truth. Mom, I recovered from my heart attack. I returned to work, but only at one position. The doctors forbade me from overexerting myself. She got divorced. She got the house. She lives alone. She says she'll never marry again. I trusted him for 23 years, she said recently, and he betrayed me. I'll never trust anyone like that again. Father. He pays on schedule. He works 2 jobs, at a car dealership during the day and driving Uber at night. He lives in a small apartment. He attends Gamblers Anonymous meetings. He tried to contact me several times. I don't answer. I don't know if I'll ever forgive him. I can't right now. Me. I didn't go to Arizona State. I couldn't. Even with a court order, the money won't come anytime soon. My father will pay for years. I went to a local community college. It's 10 times cheaper. I work part-time at Starbucks. I'm paying for school myself. This isn't the dream I had in mind. But I'm not giving up. In 2 years, I'll transfer to university. Maybe not to Arizona State, but I'll finish my education. Mom helps as much as she can. But I don't want her to work herself to death for me again. Money from the court. So far, we've received about $20,000. Mom put it into a new education account, only in her name this time. This money is yours, she said. When you transfer to university, it will help. The hardest part? Not the money, not the dream deferred. The hardest part is realizing that the man I loved and respected for 18 years was a liar. Every memory is now colored by this knowledge. Every fishing trip, every baseball game, every conversation, it was all a lie. While he pretended to be a loving father, he stole my future. My question for you, for 18 years, my mother sacrificed everything for my future. And my father stole that future for 12 years, betting on blackjack. We won in court, but justice takes years. 1. Should I ever forgive my father? He's sick, but he also consciously chose to steal for years. 2. Did my mother do the right thing by bringing the case to criminal court? Or is that too cruel for a sick person? 3. How can I live with the fact that my childhood was built on lies? Every memory is now poisoned. 4. Should I try to contact my father? Is he trying to change? Or are some betrayals unforgivable? I won justice in court, but I lost to my father. Was it worth it? P.S. For those who say, gambling addiction is a disease, forgive him. I know. But he made a choice every time. 12 years of choices. Every withdrawal was a conscious decision to steal from his son. P.P.S. For those who ask, do you regret your mom suing you? No. He would have continued without the lawsuit. Addiction is no excuse for crime.